thing, and one of the things that gets overlooked the most, is that even though you have empathy, you still have to be willing to do the hard things. I was in a conversation this week with someone, and we were talking about appraisals and giving appraisals that maybe weren't very glowing. And this person didn't want to do it because nobody likes confrontation and it's not nice and you can really mess things up for an employee. And that's all true. But empathy, for what it is, isn't necessarily nice. It's kind, but it's not nice. We talked in one of our other videos. Nice is a social construct. It's a series of behaviors that allows us to work in society easier than we would otherwise. Kind is when you really sincerely want what's best for the other person. And sometimes what's best for the other person is hard. You may have to give them some bad news. You may have to tell them something they don't want to hear. You may have to coax them along if they're difficult or they don't quite get it. But the point is that you're doing what you need to do for that employee. You want them to grow. You want them to learn. You want them to do better. That doesn't mean they always will. They're a complete human being just like you are. But empathy says that you are willing to have these difficult conversations to try and help them become a better version of themselves. Empathy is not always nice. Empathy is always kind. And if you're not sure, go ahead and take a look at our video talking about differences. We spend a little time sussing out why nice and kind aren't the same thing. Leadership is hard. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. I don't know how many of my people here remember the original Conan movie from like 1980 or 81 with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. And you get to the very last scene of the movie and Conan is sitting there with his chin on his hand and just looking sad, looking upset. And it's because all of a sudden he's king. He's taken on all of the responsibility. He doesn't get to just go out and be a barbarian anymore. He has people to lead. And the line that goes in the movie right there says, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown." Now, as a leader, you may not be wearing a crown on the outside, but you do carry that responsibility and everything that goes with it. And that means that if you want empathy in your organization, it's up to you to model it and show people how to use it. Because if you don't, how else are they going to learn?